Shark Week. There's no hiding from it. Starts Sunday, July 20th on Discovery.
Sounds good. Nigeria Chambers from Big Gold Belt Media. Paul, thank you so much for your time. And once again, it is that time of the year. Shark Week returns to Discovery, starting and kicking off things July 20th. How you doing today?
I'm very well, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Well, man, listen, you're all over all these episodes, so I'm thankful for you to just have a moment today to sit here and chat with me. I thoroughly, for the 5 of the 7, I believe, I got to check out. Just from top to bottom, just an exciting time. And each year, Shark Week just keeps up in the ante. But I want to start off with the episode, How to Survive a Shark Attack. And I knew you were going to come in here smiling with good energy, but I got to be honest, man. When you step back into what potentially was probably the worst nightmare of your life, I'm curious, what's sort of the mental obstacle you had to overcome to get back in there and just relive that, but also thinking about how important this was for people, down the line and then others you can educate but yet save.
Well, really, they just had to ask me, and I said yes. And then I put the phone down and thought, oh, my God, what am I doing? But I try not to think too much about things like that because, when you think too much, you start talking yourself out of great opportunities. Yeah. And honestly, I'm very proud of this show because not only did I face the thing that changed my life, the incident that nearly killed me, I get to use that platform and that story to try and help other people that might face that, the worst scenario you could imagine in the ocean. And so I'm pretty proud of it. We did some really crazy stuff. I don't think this has been done before, but there is a really good purpose behind it. We weren't training the sharks to eat people. Like, I don't even think the tiger shark knew what it was eating when I had my prosthetic under its nose. I think it was actually detecting the 360 camera that was in the hand because of the electrical stimulation, because they love those cameras. They love to chew them and steal your $1,000 camera and swim off into the blue while you're cussing it out. But yeah, that was a very tricky, a little scary shoot. I'm pretty sure my mom and my wife are going to kill me or have a heart attack.
I wasn't going to get into your personal life, but I was literally thinking, I was like, yeah, I wonder what his family's going to think when they see it.
They're going to be so mad.
Oh man, that's great. And another interesting thing, and I'm curious to hear your take, and I also have a thought too, so I'm wanting to hear how this goes. But it was noted that in 2023, 69 confirmed unprovoked shark bites, and I said, I wonder if that is attached to the animals of the world, where the 2023 is essentially when we came out of the pandemic, and the pandemic was when we started to see things sort of normalize how they should be, migrations and so on across all different animals and species. And I wonder if this was a sense of the shark saying, wait a minute, what are y'all doing back here? And it sent them sort of in protection mode. That's just my theory. But obviously, you, the professional, I'm curious about what's your thoughts about why that was an unprecedented year of a record-breaking number of unprovoked shark bites.
I think you just came up with a really good Shark Week show.
Call me up.
I think your train of thought is quite good, actually. Maybe everyone had been locked up so much, like more people went into the ocean. Maybe, there was a larger than normal migration, because a lot of those bites that happen, and when you say bites, you have to, remember that some of those that's like the little nip on the pinky all the way up to losing, hamstring like me. And so a lot of these bites happen from smaller sharks, mistaken identity. They're biting out of fear because they've seen something they don't understand and swimming away. But that could be a really good factor, the fact that everyone was locked in their homes for a year and all of a sudden we were free and people were down the ocean again in mass numbers. And the sharks were just like, what the hell is going on? To deal with this for a year. So maybe they were coming in closer to shore because there wasn't so much sun cream and baby lotion in the ocean.
Yeah. All right, listen now, we got to talk about the legendary Colossus. That was by far one of the most fascinating episodes just because, the hunt continues. Do we have a status update here? Because I know now is all roads are leading to when will he reappear? Anything you might be able to say about currently what you know?
Well, I'm not going to ruin the show because I would get literally murdered. But I will say that we pulled out all of the stops. We had the amazing Dr. Alison Townsend in South Africa, where Colossus was originally located. We heard stories that he'd been spotted in New Zealand on the other side of the planet, and great whites are known to do that transit. And so my team of myself and the incredible Andy Casagrande and the Shark Week OG Jeff Kerr, we traveled all the way down to Stewart Island in New Zealand, did everything we could to try and drum him up, mostly using me as bait. As normal. We pulled out the wasp, the one-man cage that the sharks love to dive from. We pulled out the shark sled and they put me on it. And if you saw it, you know what happens in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was scary. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to start questioning these shoots and the plans for what they have. It was so fun. It was so exciting. Afterwards, there was a lot of high fives and whenever Andy and I get together, something always goes wrong.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I really want to quickly say before we wrap is like, I appreciate the camaraderie along with the education and really the immersive experience for us as the viewers, but really the authenticity to this, because a lot of people, when you see Air Jaws, The Hunt for Colossus, people minds automatically think that means that we're going to see a show where they find Colossus and that's the success of the show. But it really isn't. It's really about the experience. It's about the hunt. It's about you all putting your lives on the line and showing us like, what does it take? And maybe even a subject matter some folks know nothing about. And I think that's truly what the fun and success and what Shark Week is all about. So, absolutely. I don't think there's such a spoiler like we found it, we didn't find it. It's more like you got to watch because this is an experience unlike no other. You'll never see anything like this.
Now, transfer that from Shark Week to just life in general. And it's the same thing. It's all about the journey. Sure, we've got dreams and impossible dreams and things we want to achieve, but if you're not enjoying the journey, then what's the point? And the journeys that we have on these shows are just as important as the thing we're trying to achieve.
My man. Well, listen, I can sit here and talk to you forever. First thing you need to do is make sure that you, make a good breakfast, bring home some gifts, something for the family. Because when they see everything you go through, I was entertained. They might not have the same reaction, but truly, I thank you for it because I think it's definitely going to change a lot of people's lives. But ultimately, at the bare minimum, a lot of people are going to be very entertained by the work you and your camaraderie, your comrades have done. So thank you so much for that.
It's very kind of you to say.
Absolutely. Paul, thank you for your time today. And once again, Shark Week, it returns to Discovery, kicking off July 20th. It's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Cheers, Najee.
Thank you.